Shartimus, reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit, Shartimus, subscribe,
Thanks! Yeah, look at me. I'm the King Spider. Woo! Hey, what's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the 2018 Deadpool Sasquatch Build-A-Figure Waves cable. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Ooh, new Cable figure. I'm very excited. On the side right there, you can see a nice image of Cable, and on the back, you can see a product shot. There's a read-up over here. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. And there's the other figures from the wave. And then we get that same image again. Then we get the spot varnished Deadpool logo at the top, and not much more at the bottom. Oh man, I'm very excited for this one. This is the figure I've been looking forward to the most from this wave. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Cable out of the packaging, and I think this is a great looking figure. This is the figure that I've been anticipating the most out of every other figure from this wave, so I'm really stoked about this one. Been wanting a new Cable figure for quite some time, and I'm already very pleased. One thing that makes me very happy is that he does come with quite an assortment of weapons, so let's get a closer look at those guns, and then we'll get a closer look at Cable. So Cable comes with 3 guns, and I think all 3 of them are brand new. I do not remember seeing them before with any other figure, and I do like how they came out, and I really like how they chose to go with this plastic that has this very dark blue shimmery speckling in it. You know, it's kind of tricky to see right there, but I think that looks great. You can see it's reflecting light very well. Like we get some texturing right there. I really like the sculpt of it. Very detailed out. Very pleased with these. They all look fantastic. I'm very pleased with them. Looking at the holster on the side, he does have storage for this smaller piece, so that's great. So you can just go ahead and put that right there. There is no real official holster for this gun, and I really like this one a lot. You know, it's kind of like the mid-sized one. I think it looks great. You know, these are all future guns. You can see we get some fake holes right there. So I suppose the way this gun would function is this would rotate right here, but I think that looks awesome. Very pleased with that. The only storage I could think of for this is to actually port this onto the peg, and this is not intended for this particular gun, and it doesn't always hold well, and always get a little scared of it kind of stripping the plastic a little bit, but you can get that to stay, you know, so it looks alright. It looks like the plastic is holding up some, but I don't know. If you're gonna do this, I would do this with caution, but it does look a little bit cooler having it stored on his back than, I don't know, just putting it off to the side. So I don't know, if you have better weapon storage for this particular gun, let me know, but that's all I could really think of. Then we get this big old bad boy right here. I don't know if this thing actually has a name or not, because, you know, it's pretty typical to see Cable with a big old massive gun like this, and I think it looks awesome. I really like that we get some scratches right here, and it's hollow too, and I think that's a very smart choice, so I really like that a lot. You know, the figure doesn't get bogged down by it or anything. We get some more scratches right there. I guess a little bit of silver paint in those scratches would have been nice, but I really like the way it's textured out and everything. Looks very awesome. And then again, we get that peg sticking out in the back, so you can just go ahead and port it into the hole right there, and then you can see we get some storage. So I like that. It does have a hole in the front, so if you want to add some effects parts, I've taken pictures. This is like the teal colored effects piece that we've gotten from the latest Iron Man figure, and you can go ahead and port those in there. So I do like that we have that option. So pew, pew, pew. I think that's pretty neat that you can do that. I like that. So you're just looking at the Cable head sculpt, and I gotta say, I love it. I think it looks fantastic. I love the scar around his right eye. I like the big old bushy eyebrows. We get his telekinetic or telepathic effect thing coming out of the eye right there. I think that's great. I like how the hair was sculpted. I don't like the bit of gappage I'm seeing right there, though. I feel like this could have been a little bit closer to the scalp, but I still think it looks really good. I like the wrinkles that we're seeing in his face. I like the facial expression, too. I think that looks great. I feel like Hasbro's been experimenting a little bit more and more with their facial expressions. We have this apparatus on the side right there, looking great. I like how the hair looks on the back right here. Really digging the head sculpt. I do think it looks a little on the big side. That's just a minor gripe of mine, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later on when I disrobe the figure, because I'm going to show how you can take this stuff off right here and how we have a Hyperion body mold underneath all this stuff. So I like how the paint apps came out right over here. See, this is all loose, so it's not looking too bad. I like it. And then all the pads and everything. We get this nice wash right here in the paint, or for the paint on these pouches. I think it looks really good. Got all these shells right there. Nice brass color. Then we get that port again. Port on the back. There's a Hyperion back right there. And the pouches look really good. Reminds me of Toy Biz days. Those make me very happy. I like this. Looks great. And then the lower half of them is, you know, the nuke parts. You know, we've seen these legs before. So I really wish he had a holster on the right side or on the left. Doesn't matter which side. But I really wish he had a holster for this mid-sized gun on the side right there. That would really complete the figure for me. And then looking at the knee pads, we've seen these before. Great looking boots. I like them. Fits the character very well. He has peg holes at the bottom of his feet, and then there's a cable butt, and then we get the right side right here. We get a nice flesh tone on the arm, and I do like that we have a trigger hand right here. Then we do get an open hand for the left side, and I wish we had a trigger hand for the left side too, or interchangeable hands would have been awesome. Then looking at the arm, I really love how this bionic arm came out. Great paint apps right there. That looks fantastic. We get a nice bluish hue mixed in with that silver. That looks fantastic to me. I'm very pleased with that. I love that. And I would prefer interchangeable hands because I do like that we have this hand right here. It makes a good supporting hand, or we could use it as his telekinesis effect. You know, I like adding the Tamashii lightning effects to that, so it looks like, you know, he's using his mutant power. I think that's awesome. So before taking off the added parts that we have on this figure, I do want to show off the articulation. You can move the head all the way up. It does move this collar back with the head though, so the hair does grab onto that. So that can be annoying, but you can still get some good shots like that, you know. It doesn't look awful. I don't like that you can see his neck right there, but you can make him look down very far. So that's great, and you do get side-to-side motion, and he does have some head tilting. The shoulders will move outward that far on this side, just, yeah, the same amount. So I wish he had a little bit more arm articulation, and they don't move down all the way, too. You cannot get his arms all the way down to the side. You do get a bicep swivel on both sides, and then you get double-jointed elbows, and you can rotate this piece of the glove, but it doesn't move the hand at all. You do get rotation right there at the hand, and it hinges up and down. On this side, you get a side-to-side roll of the dice type of motion, so that's great. We get a nice ab crunch right here. He'll move forward that much, and he'll bend back that far. We do get a waist swivel. Hips move outward just that far. He does kick forward very far and back a tiny bit. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, and yeah, I remember. Yeah, this kind of bothers me how this runs into this right here, so that kind of hinders the articulation. We do get boot rotation, and the ankles move down. They do move up, and he does have ankle pivot. So to remove some of these parts right over here, which I think is actually kind of cool that you could do that, so that you could replicate this cover right there, which I think is awesome. And you could see that I had some fun with trying to replicate that myself, so that was kind of fun to do. But anyway, you want to take the head off, and you just remove the collar, and then he has a peg right here that attaches to the other side right there, and then you can just disrobe all of this, and that's how the figure looks without all the extra gear on there. And you can see that, you know, the head looks a little bit big without that stuff there. So having all this stuff on him, you know, does make the head look like it's a little bit more in scale. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm not going to have him displayed like this at all. I just wanted to show it off for the review. Now to measure out the height of this new Cable figure, you can see that he's standing at about 7.5 inches tall. And then for your Marvel Legends Cable comparison, you can see that we have the Toy Biz Series 6 Cable, and then we have the Hasbro Cable from that Avengers storyline. And you can see that this new Hasbro Cable is much larger than the previous Hasbro Cable. I really appreciate that. I like that a lot. You can see that the arm over here does have a little bit more of a weathered look, where this one's a lot more sleek. So I'm kind of curious to know which one out of these two arms you guys prefer. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards that weathered look. We have a definite weathered look going on right here on the Toy Biz one as well. For those of you who wanted to see a head swap with the two Hasbro figures, you can see that that does work out fairly well. That actually doesn't look too bad. So I don't know. I thought this head sculpt was a bit too big, but now that I have it on this other body, it doesn't look too bad. But I kind of like the smaller head sculpt on this newer figure more. And then here's a Hasbro Cable figure next to the Marvel Select Cable, and you can see that this Marvel Legend is almost as tall as that Marvel Select, which is pretty awesome. That really pleases me quite a bit. Then here's Cable next to the Juggernaut Waves Deadpool figure, and I think these two look really cool side by side, both of them with a lot of weapons and a lot of pouches. Then here's Cable next to the only other figure from this wave that I have reviewed. We have the classic Deadpool, which is actually growing on me. I'm liking it more and more, especially because I took a lot of photos of Cable and Deadpool together. And then here's Cable next to his daughter Hope Summers, and it's cool to see these two side by side. I like the scaling of these two. too. I always had an issue with the Toy Biz version just looking a little too short next to Hope. You know, that height difference always bothered me. So having a much taller Cable next to Hope right here looks awesome. And then here's Cable next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Ooh, you got something on your face over there, buddy. You want me to get it? Whoa! What the? Whoa! I want to give you guys a big thanks once again for watching one of my videos all the way through. It really does help this YouTube channel a lot. I really do appreciate it, as well as I appreciate it when you guys hit the like button, leave comments, and subscribe. Thank you so much, subscribers. And make sure you hit that notification bell as well to ensure that my videos pop up in your feed. If you want to pick up one of the Legendary Collector t-shirts, they are still available at ShartimusPrime.net. Again, I really like this figure a lot. There are some issues with it, especially with the arm articulation. Doing the stop motion was a little bit on the difficult side, but I still really like the figure a lot. I think it looks really cool. I'm able to get him into the poses that I want to get him to. I had a lot of fun posing him with the new Deadpool figure, so I gotta give this a SUD rating of...
It's not too bad.
And I'm curious to know what you think, so please, again, let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see a photo gallery of images, it'll be over at ShartimusPrime.net, and don't forget to follow me on the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
Hey, new Shartimus Prime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.